V stands for vital. I got a serious question to ask you, man. It's time to get wooed with Lady Woo and the crew. The Emmy Award-winning, life-changing, bridge-building, entertainment-filled, substance-packed, turn-up talk show. Vital. It is what everyone's talking about. Adjust your radio and find us on social media at V949 on Facebook so you can watch and comment. Vital is on your radio. That's what I'm talking about. Now.
Thinking and listening. Welcome to Vital Sunday Night right here on V949 WATV. I am Lady Woo. Welcome to the show. It is Sunday, October 24th. So we do a DMR last week?
We did.
We did?
Yup.
Oh. Okay. My name is Woo, Lady Woo. The crew is in the building. The Vixens, they have vitaled themselves back up in here after a vital hang on yesterday. Introduce yourself, ladies.
What's good? It's your girl, Lovely Bones.
Lovely Bones.
What's up, everybody? Black's in the building.
And
it's Cynthia.
hey, Santa, happy birthday again. Yeah, like y'all beefing? Did I miss something?
I took a fresh bath. Don't do me.
Did I miss something? One time for everybody watching online, welcome in. Everybody listening through the app, welcome in. If you got the text message to tune in tonight, I'm glad that you're here. Share that message with everyone that you know and let them know that we are on. 2 hours. We are back to 2 hours. You all requested it. We honored it. So we're here. And we have 2 very special guests coming in tonight. One of them is going to be both of them will probably be sharing some personal things. In the month of October, we are recognizing and bringing awareness to domestic violence, breast cancer, and ADHD. We picked those in October. October is almost over.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know we're right on Classic.
Yeah.
It's right here. It starts tonight. It started probably Friday. It started a long time ago. Everybody's in the classic spirit in the city. I saw the RVs at Legion Field already. During the week, this week, in the midday feng shui, I'm going to be giving you all tips to prepare you for the Magic City Classic. So, what you need, like survival kits and things like that, because it's a real situation. We've been doing Classic for a long, long time and really going hard. So I want you to be prepared. And who better to help you do that than Lady Woo and Vital? That's what we do. 3 in 10 women will suffer from domestic violence. And before we go any further with that, that's an old school stat where it only talks about women because men also suffer from domestic violence and domestic abuse. So it's awareness of the whole situation of domestic violence. It affects thousands of women and families, but is one of the most misunderstood crimes in our country. Why first do you all think that domestic violence is misunderstood?
I think for one, because people tend to think that domestic violence just impacts women.
Right. That part first, right?
Right. Because I do know for a fact that it impacts men as well. And domestic violence is not just physical abuse either.
Mm-hmm. Right. Mental, financial, emotional,
Mental.
spiritual, honestly, like brainwashing and isolate all of these different
Right. Isolation. And a lot of people think, well, he just love me. He don't want me around nobody else. No, baby.
Okay.
He is crazy. And he gonna do something to you. Or she gonna do something to you. It could go either way.
But I think you can't identify it the way we need to heal from it because so many people are either the victim of it or so many people are the aggressor of it.
Right.
And it's some people that would shock you that it's actually living this way, that it's actually treating people this way. So no, I can't advocate and bring it on the front line and make you aware that it's an illness or make you aware of signs that are tall tale signs. This is gonna happen to you, I can't do that because I'm Sergeant Officer such and such, or I am, first man to the mayor, or
Mm,
I'm assistant to the attorney general,
right. So people in power, abusing power in their homes, and it may be reflective of how they operate in public. It knows no race, social boundaries, with class distinction or age. Education is the best defense. Recognizing warning signs and understanding the cycle of abuse is vital to helping victims and those who love them. The programs that are in place help survivors be strong again so they can rebuild their lives on a healthy foundation. And Black was able to get us somebody that has a story. Like I'm gonna give it over to you.
Okay, so I be on Facebook all the time when I'm supposed to be asleep at work, all of that. But I ran across a story shared by a local newscaster, and I was like, I had not heard of this story ever before, and I was so amazed because it was a young lady, and they said that she was still living after getting shot in the head
Wow.
and surviving, and
Mhm.
is now walking around with fragments of the bullet still in her head. So I'm like. Then I said the name. I'm like, Melody Meganson. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me message this person and see. For one, is this a real person? Like, okay.
Right.
And so I messaged her, and she was really sweet. It was like, yeah, I would love to come on and tell my story. So I was like, well, we got to have her on. It's Domestic Violence Month. We ain't had anybody on. I want to talk to her. I want to know exactly from the horse's mouth, not what some news story was printed, not what somebody asked her and they typed up in their own words. I want to talk to her.
All right.
And here she is.
Melody, welcome to Vital.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So if you let's do this first because we have people watching in a couple of different places. If you're watching on my page, I'm about to end that one, and you have to go and watch on Vital Show. You can do that either on YouTube or on Facebook. Follow Vital Show. You can also watch at V949. That's another page. And or Lady Woo. So you have a couple of options.
And I'm live too.
Black is Live. Go to the
I'm live.
stream and go to Vital Show. We need you there. And that is where everything will be happening for you to go and watch and listen. If you're listening through your radio, keep it locked and tell somebody else. So for those of you who are right here, bye-bye. All right. So that's just to get us started. You want people to go to where you need them to go, and we need you guys to go over to Vital Show. So I'd appreciate that. And be sure to tell everybody that you know that this show is going down tonight in this way. So, Melody, welcome to Vital
Hi,
again.
thank you.
Absolutely. So we're gonna adjust you in the mic,
Okay.
check you out. Let's do a little check.
Hi, you hear me? Hmm.
Can we swing this one to her? Because I don't know what's going on with that one. It's on.
Oh, let's share this.
Okay, try it again, Mel. Try it again.
Hello?
Boom.
There we go.
She on.
Woo Tech. All right. So this is your first time speaking out publicly about what you've endured.
Yes, ma'am.
We are first of all honored to have you.
Thank you.
We're grateful that you're here to tell your story.
Thank you.
And I must say, in the comfort of our show is where we want you to find the strength that you need to be able to tell your story in other places. So, for those of you who are listening, know that this is her first time telling this story publicly, and we're all ears. So, Black, go ahead.
Okay. So, Melody, set the stage for us. Like, how did you meet this person? And like we kind of discussed on the way over here, tell us like, how it was in the beginning and
Hmm.
kind of just fill us in, set the tone for us.
Okay. I had met him. I first moved down here from Oregon, to meet my dad's family for the first time. I met him pretty. Um, I've been here like a month and a half, and he kind of like wooed me off my feet, and then I ended up getting pregnant. I really didn't know much about him, but I mean, I was just trying to do what's right, be a family and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of didn't really say the whole truth at the time. Fast forward to he moved in like 3 days before I just moved in before I had our son, and he started getting controlling and stuff, and
So,
I didn't pay attention to that.
so like almost instantly,
Yeah,
you saw the behaviors.
he thought he owned me.
Mm,
So like I was an object, possession.
mm.
So
So kind of controlling like who
it,
you saw or who you were
hmm
with or what you
yeah, what I'm
wore.
doing, where I'm at, who I'm talking to,
So,
what
like,
I'm wearing.
yeah, a lot of times we look at that as concern. That's what your partner's supposed to do. The person that
Yeah.
you're with is supposed to check on you, make sure you're okay. You know,
hmm
you look nice, or who you going with. Those are normal questions.
Yeah.
But was it something different about the questioning and I guess the request and demands? Was it something different about it?
Um, it started getting more kind of like having people watch me, like
Mm.
Mm.
people coming to my job or people taking pictures of me. And I just
Mm.
thought, like, I'm not from here. He's just trying to keep an eye out for me. I'm 3,000 miles away from home.
Wow. Yeah.
And, then I'm pregnant with this man's child. I don't know nobody. He knows that. So he used that to his vantage point to kind of keep that fear in me that I don't have nobody.
Hmm.
So,
So he isolated you.
yeah. Yes, ma'am.
So
Yeah.
you're here by yourself.
hmm
You have no family here.
My dad's family, I came to meet them, but I don't know them. So it's like I'm
Right.
just meeting you guys for the first time. I don't know them. They don't know me. So,
But they know that this happened,
hmm
and that's I guess was that where the relationship started, or have you been able to build any kind of relationship?
it kind of started before I got shot, but I was pregnant, and then I started, working and just venturing off into my own
Right.
thing.
Right.
So it's not like I wasn't around enough, and they didn't know me enough to even tell something was wrong.
Hmm.
So did he try to like isolate you from your family?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Keep
So
me from my family and my friends, and didn't want me going places talking about it's dangerous. He just cares about me. He don't want nothing to happen.
once again, that
Showing
sounds like right. That's
right, like
concern.
my
That's
dude's supposed to be
compassion.
concerned about me.
Yeah.
So he doesn't want me. It's Birmingham, first 48 Birmingham at that. So okay, yeah, you
It could be
care about me.
believable if you're not from here. You don't know anybody.
hmm
Oh, I'm good. I'm going. Where I always go.
May I ask, how long were you here before you met him?
A month and a half. Like if that, maybe a month. I moved here December 6th. I met him like the first week of January. My son just turned 1.
Hmm.
My oldest boy.
So
So
you had a toddler when you met him.
hmm
So how long were you all dating before you got pregnant?
a month. Got pregnant fairly quickly.
and that things happen.
It
Yeah.
happens that way.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
this is one of those shows where first of all we all have lived and learned experiences where first night things can happen.
Mhm.
Yeah.
2 weeks in things can happen. One night in, you can be in a situation that could end your life or
Yeah.
put you in danger. That's what makes the conversation vital, not judgment based, but definitely vital because there are so many times that any of us could have been telling our story,
Yeah.
and our
Yeah.
story could sound like yours or worse. It's a really humbling space to be in to be able to share this moment with you to tell your story about how your life was changed. I came looking for my family and was almost killed trying to have a family.
Yeah.
That's the reality.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you found out you're pregnant. How was the pregnancy? Did he show any type of abuse or mental or verbal abuse or anything like that during your pregnancy, or was it okay?
It was okay. He wasn't around enough. So we didn't live together. I saw him like once a week and I was working 2 jobs. So I had my son trying to figure it out. And I don't think we really knew each other. It
How
was just a situation where I got pregnant and, trying to do the right thing, but we both don't know each other.
how old were you?
23, he was 39, 38.
Wow, I didn't know that was that big of an age difference.
Yeah.
So, as we've talked about red flags, and different levels of red. Now that we didn't do, we didn't talk about the levels of red, but there are levels of red flagness and disturbing behaviors. But the age difference. There was a story that was shared this week, just this week. Everybody was sharing it. Rosa shared it to us first. It was breaking news to us one of the mornings that it popped off, and everybody was talking about basically how the girl was
Grown.
basically she had just turned 18 and they immediately got married and the husband is 53, I think I saw.
He's
Yeah.
61.
61.
And he's like in his 60s
Yeah,
because they
he's
went back on a
61.
post where he was arrested years ago and he was like 54 then.
Mhm.
So now he would actually be 60 something.
He's 61. I think like a major news caught wind of it. And of course, they were like, he's 61.
Wow.
And this baby's
She
18.
just turned 18. Then the relationship there is that he dated her mother first and was known as her godfather.
May I ask, did you feel that type of security from him with him being older and you being kind of younger and new? So was that comforting for you?
Um, I didn't honestly didn't know his age at first. He looked younger to me because I'm not from here, so people look younger to me. When what I'm
Okay.
used to, I grew up back home. It's different how they
Hmm.
look.
So
So
Southern men look a little
That's
younger.
interesting.
to me, he did, but I guess to other people now, they're like, no, he don't. But I'm
To
used to. I
you.
grew up in
To
a time being
you.
the only black person, so I'm not.
I was gonna say, are there a lot of black people in
In
Oregon?
Oregon.
No. So, it was different, and I think I put the trust in the wrong person who fooled me.
But to be honest, with him being 39, I could kind of see like, okay, he's older, so I might
Absolutely.
be able to trust him
Yes.
with me.
Mhm.
He might be able to take care of me.
We look for security. We look for protection. We look
Mhm.
for the basically what you stated. That's what you look for in a man and a partner. Like I want that. But then when it starts to become an issue or when it becomes scary, when it's concerning, like, okay, this is something different. I want us to take a moment and give her some time, but I want us to think about when we've been in situations that felt good in the beginning, even if it was quick, because it normally feels good in the beginning, right?
That honeymoon
That is
stage.
amazing. And then you start to put things together and see things and analyze and assess. And you start to say, well, what the hell am I doing? Who is this person? How did I get here?
How did I get here?
How did I
Right.
get here? And I'm quite sure you've asked that question a million times. How the hell did I get here? But you came looking for your family. So
Mhm.
think about, ladies, and then everybody listening audience as well. Think about that situation that had you questioning your life. I'll give you a moment. Like everything about that situation, the person, how it started, what they said, how you felt when they said it, how they did what they did, and how it changed. Y'all know somebody, you know the situation, you see it,
Baby.
you see it, you feel it.
I almost cried over here.
Yeah, it
Child.
does that, right? Like if you have not dealt with it or don't have understanding of what it is and how you got there, that is what happens. So us thinking about situations that we came out of, we may have come out with some scars, some emotional bruising, some trauma, um, some children, some police records. We came out with different things. But Melody, your story is unique because you came out and I heard you mentioning that you still have a bullet
Yeah, in my brain.
in your brain.
Yeah, a 4 or 5. They can't. The doctors can't take it out because it's too risky to take out. So on my right side of my, sorry, on the right side of my head, I have a plate in my head where they had to take my skull off.
Mhm.
Um, I have a VP shunt. If anyone out there knows what a VP shunt is, it keeps me alive. It drains my brain fluid. You can feel the tube on the side. It goes down to my stomach.
Wow.
Um, my right side of my face is paralyzed, and I have a gold weight in this eye, so it closes all the way. Um, I have a lot of stuff.
You're a blessing.
You
For
you
sure.
do have a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
That's
I have
what you do.
scars everywhere. So
What was the date of this? What was the date?
May 18th, 2019.
May 18th,
Oh,
20.
not even.
What year?
2019.
19. And here we are wrapping up 2021. We went through COVID where we were isolated. Things were really different. How was that for recovery time?
It was really hard because a lot of my surgeries got pushed back because of not space in the hospitals. And then also I having to do the COVID test in order to get surgeries, and then not having transportation. It's been a struggle, but God's made a way. Somehow, some way.
And you've had 13 surgeries, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you done with surgeries?
I still have to have more on my face, but like I to try to fix my face, but I can't afford them. And then my teeth on this side from my jaw being wired shut, and the bands are starting to rot on the right side, and um I don't have dental insurance, so yeah.
Wow.
Hearing your story and thinking about how you got to this point, like us sitting here, and then those who are at home watching and listening, when you paint a picture for somebody about your experience, it
Mhm.
makes it really real. You can read a news article, you can scroll Facebook and look at some details, but to hear her, to watch her tell the story, it is electric. um I have a lot of things. That's what you said. Like there are a lot of reminders of what happened to me
Mhm.
that particular day, and I don't want to go to that day if you don't want to.
That's fine with me. I try to remember. I just want people out there to know that they're not alone.
All right. So when we come back, we're going to take a quick break. We are going to go to what happened. How did we get here? How did we get to this moment? What were some of the events that led to this moment? And then for those of you who are listening, if you have questions or you want to encourage her, call in 994-8949. You can also post your comments on the live. I told you we're live on Facebook at Lady Wu Vital Show, also on B949. We're also live right now on our YouTube channel at Vital Show. So you can go and watch, you can comment there, and we'll pull those comments and share them. This is a very, very, very serious, touchy subject. And like I said, I'm honored to have you here. And I
Thank you.
honestly don't know that I would feel comfortable with you being anywhere else to do this.
Yeah.
Really, I really do say that. I'm so sensitive, and that's why you ask for people's permission on where to go in their experience. So I thank you for allowing us to go where we need to go to make this vital.
Yeah. Thank you.
Absolutely. We'll be back in a few minutes. If you're watching online, y'all stay put. Second part of the first hour is coming up in just a few. It's B949 WATV. We're on Sunday nights. The V stands for Vital.
I need to go get some Kleenex.
Awesome.
Nervous.
You okay?
Yeah. I can go. Am I doing okay?
You're doing great.
Thank you.
Girl, I'm trying to stay a gangster. You got that nigga address.
Sorry.
I'm just saying, you ain't having no problems, and then outside of you need help with financial situations in the car and things like that.
Yeah, my car broke down. My first car got stolen when I after one of my brain surgeries, and then my car just broke down about 3 weeks ago. The head gasket.
So low down. How you gonna?
So yeah, it's okay though.
Hi.
Hi.
All right, y'all. So if you're watching online, stay put. We'll be right back in just a few, maybe like
I'm trying
2 minutes.
I'm just
Okay.
trying to be awareness, bring awareness to it because it's not fair, and I felt alone. There's not enough resources. I think there would be more resources out there, and there wasn't. Yeah. Hopefully it makes a change because, like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I just heard of that. Like, yeah, I hope
I need some people to reach out and make some moves.
give your information and write it down. I can give you an advocacy program, and they specialize in helping women recover from these type of situations. So if you need a ride to your doctor's appointment, that type of thing, they can cover it without you having insurance. It's free. You just need to let them know. I got to give you her number. She's not gonna care who sent you, but you can tell her Rosa sent you.
Okay.
She's gonna help you regardless. Her name is Sarita Soto. Yeah.
This is cool though. Ooh, I did it. I'm so proud of myself. I love God.
You're doing great.
You are.
You're doing so
Look,
amazing.
y'all don't understand. Like, I've been wanting my story out there so long. I was so mad because I feel like no one cared about what was I was going. Like, people needed to hear about it because it's a lot. And I did it. I pushed. I've been pushing. You know how long I've been talking to Carolyn Robinson. I was hitting up all the news, Fred Davenport, all day.
You should have had to reach out to them.
And
They should
ain't
reach
none
out
of
to
them.
you,
They're
'cause
like,
this is
Yeah, and they're like, oh, well, at first they didn't hear about it. And then when I said, they're like, oh, no, we can't do it right now. We got to do it in the fall. I'm like, man, I'm getting ears. I reach out to celebrities, everything. I'm like, no. Because, like, after saying, like, he was out on bond on capital murder. If he wasn't out on bond on capital murder, I wouldn't have got shot.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
For a previous crime. So that means he was robbing somebody and you killed him. Capital murder. So you killed these folks while in
He's facing the death penalty, and he out on bond a month before his trial was gonna start. He shot me, tried to kill me. Okay.
You want me to? I didn't know if you wanted me to turn my phone because I didn't know how she
And
felt
she's
like
on
that.
mine too. Do you care?
I don't care. I want look. There ain't not look. I want to look at people. Like I guess his cousin wanted to talk shit when the news thing broke. Like ain't nobody could say nothing because what's facts? What am I making? I'm being shot. I woke up out of a coma. I got surgery.
All right, here we go.
So you don't mind being on camera because I
Okay.
can share this.
It's B949 WATV. We are back with our special guest of the first hour, Miss Melody. Welcome in. Welcome
Hi.
back. Those of you who are watching and viewing and listening, shouts out to all of you. I saw some new commenters and some new likes. We appreciate that. That's what we asked you to do, and you did it. So thank you much. Be sure to tell everybody that you know that this is where Vital is. The Vital Vixens are here. We've been doing this now for almost 14 years in April. So make sure that everyone knows that we're here. Um, if you've been listening, and I see you all commenting, so thank you for commenting and being a part of the conversation. You can call in. When I open the phone lines, I'll open them up a little bit later, but you can also post your comments on either stream that you're watching. If you're watching on Lady Wu or Vital Show on YouTube or Facebook or the B949 page, feel free to comment through any of those and I will post your comments. So right now, we were in conversation with Miss Melody, and she was giving us just some backstory. She wants her story to be heard, and I believe in giving people an opportunity to tell their own story. Nobody can tell my story like I can. They can give you um their view in, right? They can say what it looked like to them. Well, yeah, she was really no, I was really, and I can tell that. When you tell your own story, you tell it the way you need to tell it.
Mm-hmm.
You tell what happened from your perspective because it's your story.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Don't
Thank you.
don't ever do anything different. All right. Those are your
Thank
facts.
you.
Absolutely. So we said that we were gonna go back a little bit to kind of give some backstory so that people can really understand the depth of what 1 month turned into.
Okay.
So we're going back to 2019.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay. So in 2019, I just had my son turn 24. He just moved in with me and everything. So, really, that night, fast forward because I just moved in there. But that night, all I remember is him forcing me out the house at gunpoint and just driving down the street. That's it. I woke up a month and a half later, out of a coma, in the hospital.
So
And it's
Wow.
kind of sorry,
Go
it's kind
ahead.
of sad because I ain't gonna lie. When I first woke up, I didn't realize he was the one who shot me.
Mhm.
So I'm going like this. I can't talk. Like asking for a phone, wanting to call him. I just sat a bit like, you know, I never thought, but realizing that he was the one who did it to me was hard.
Mm.
okay, so y'all didn't have an argument or anything leading up to that moment.
I just told him he could sleep downstairs because he came in at 5 o'clock in the morning and he told me I could to be home at 9 o'clock. And I came home. He's not answering the phone. He's like, "You need to be home." He's like, "Where are you at?" I was like, "I'm down the street." Like, forcing me like be home. I get there. He's not there. I'm like, "Where are you at?" He comes home at 5 o'clock in the morning. He just got his ankle monitor off. Then I said, "You can sleep downstairs." He grabbed me, put me in the truck. I just remember driving down the street, and that's it.
Wow.
Um,
So you remember him forcing you into the truck at gunpoint.
Yes, ma'am.
At this point, where is your 1-year-old?
During that, I don't know. Like, it's kind of iffy that, like, I don't
Yeah.
remember that night for real, but I know that in the end he ended up coming back and took the kids for a while. So they were looking for the kids. So
Oh man. So
This happened here in
right here.
Birmingham.
yes, he ended up dropping them off like 4 or 5 days later at the fire station at 3 o'clock in the morning.
So you learned all of these details when?
After I woke up out of the coma and the police were asking me questions on what this, and that, and I'm like trying to put it all together, and then I realized he was on trial for capital murder and all
Wow.
this. He told me he got
Wow.
robbed and that the situation, like, he was gonna beat the case.
Look at this. You talk about waking up out of a coma trying to put things together.
Yeah.
I try to put things together on a daily basis and get frustrated. Like seriously.
Right?
I'm so
We're
serious.
laughing, but it's
And right, they
serious.
know it. I
Yeah.
really do. I try to put things together, like I'm recapping. Okay, so we were here and this happened, and who was there?
Yeah.
And I said, what? This is my life. So I can only imagine waking up from a coma from something traumatic happening.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Mhm.
This just happened to me, and who did it?
Mhm.
And I think I heard you say that you were laying in the hospital as a Jane Doe.
Yes, ma'am, Jane Doe. For it was 3, 4, 5 days. They identified me through my tattoos, my family, when they found out who I was. But when they found out who I was, then they called my mom back in Oregon, and she said, "Well, where are my grandkids?" They said, "What kids?"
Wow.
Wow.
So then that's when they went looking for my children.
And that's 2 sons you have.
Yes, ma'am. I had a 6-week-old son and my 2-year-old son at the time. My 2-year-old son's not his child, but my
Mhm.
6-week-old is his. So,
When you look back at this situation and just thinking about what you've come through, this is
mhm.
what I've come through. What could you tell yourself? What would you say to yourself in 2019 after you met him and started seeing those red flags?
To walk away, it's not worth it. That just because he's not putting your hands on me does not mean it's not abuse. And I used to think that he's not putting his hands on you, then it's not abuse, some sort of abuse. And I didn't pay attention to that. Oh, he's not beating me up every day. I'm
Mhm.
okay. I'm just tripping.
So I'm gonna stay.
So in the article I read, it said that you were found behind a home in East Birmingham.
His dad's His
He
dad tried to say that he didn't know who I was. I must have climbed in the truck.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, his dad said that he didn't know who I was, and I must have climbed in the truck. That's why I was Jane Dale. And that's his son's truck, and that it stays parked there. And that he drove me to his. He actually had shot me somewhere else, and they found a blood trail. He had drove me to his dad's house and left me in the backyard, in the back of the truck.
So once again, you're telling this,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to continue to encourage you and tell you that we are here supporting you as you share these
Yeah.
details. And if at any moment you feel like, hey, this is too much, I thought I wanted to tell it all, but I'm good. I told y'all enough.
Mm.
Say that. Tell me,
Okay.
like, or just be like,
I will.
look, okay, well,
stop talking to me.
that's enough. Tell us, okay? It's a very heavy situation, and to have to recall it, you have to be ready for that. And you said
Yeah.
that you're ready.
Yeah, I'm very ready. It needs to be told. It needs to be heard. It needs to be recognized because I don't want this to happen to nobody else. Because it happened to me, it can happen to anybody, and you're not alone if you are going through that.
Right. I want to take a moment to give some resources too, because we have these conversations and we talk about what's vital. And she said that there were times when she felt alone. Like I didn't feel like I had the support. I didn't have any support. I didn't have family there. I didn't have friends. Yeah, I didn't have anybody. I had this one person, and that's the person who did this to me. If you are listening or you know somebody that needs support, there's a 24-hour crisis hotline that you can call just to figure it out, like to start putting the pieces together. And that number is 205-322-4878. 322-4878. There's also a 1-800 number, 1-800-650-6522. 1-800-650-6522. The YWs, that's the YW, you all know what that is. It's the Women's Shelter 24-hour crisis hotline offers immediate phone counseling, advocacy, and referrals. Clients can learn about safety planning for themselves and their children If you're someone who needs help and resources, call the numbers that I gave. Confidential shelter, supervised visitation and exchange. There's court advocacy, legal advocacy for victims, advocacy and outreach, victim support groups, children in crisis, individual counseling, community education, dating violence outreach. There are resources. Rose, I heard you sharing one as well. Did you want to share that one on air? You want to wait a minute?
I do want to wait a minute because I gave her the personal number,
Okay.
but I'll get the company
Awesome.
information.
Okay. So there are resources. There are people who are willing to get in the middle of this stuff and help. And I know that Melody, you said like when I was going through this, I didn't have anybody. And there are so many people that will, you know, move somewhere and they'll be there because they moved for what they moved for, be it the relationship, the person that they met. Like you were in pursuit of your family. I want to know who my people are. People move for jobs and relationships form. It doesn't matter how long they form. And things can happen. Like you said, I don't want anybody else to be in a situation where they don't feel like they have anybody.
Yeah.
And so now you have us.
Thank you.
Yes,
And we
Yeah.
real goons, okay?
We really are.
I do want you to know that part.
We do.
we got
For
you.
real.
We're gonna ask who you with, who is that?
Right,
Not
we-
to do something to you, but to do something to them if something happens to you.
Yeah.
We'll fight too.
Oh, absolutely.
Because some of us
Absolutely.
hasn't arrived.
Yeah, and, you know that's a part of it. So you have
We pull up.
You have found a new group of sisters that we from here, okay? And that's their series, and I'm quite sure a lot of people who are watching feel the same way. I got guys and girls on here like, look, add me. I'm the village. I'm the village too. So that, you know, that's what happens when you come out. When I need to tell my story because I need some people. Now you got your people with
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
Absolutely. Rosa and Scent.
I know we have a short period of time, but in the break, you really said something that triggered me. You said for someone that had experienced this, you really reached out to top tier brand name places that you thought would give you help. And you said it's nothing in place for you, and you felt that it was no advocacy at these outlets, which will remain nameless because it's not a blame game. But I would like to know, what would you like to see? What would you deem help for an actionable plan for someone that has survived, not experienced, but survived what you went through?
I think I think the issue where it comes to where people don't want to reach out and try to get help because they're afraid to, because either they let them out of jail or DHR's come knocking at your door and they come take your children, or they get rights to visitation with the children and all this and that. So women are not saying nothing and staying in them situations until something like this happens where they get killed, because they can't say nothing because the stigma of it. People don't talk about it. They're afraid to talk about it. And I think people need to recognize that more, because as a victim, like, I felt like I was victimized again for being a victim when I didn't do nothing wrong. And it makes people fearful, because the next girl's not going to want to try to get out the situation and get help and stay in it, because she's going to have more of a problem if she says anything.
Mm. That's heavy, and that is important for us to know. That's vital right there, because it speaks to what needs to be done. I know a lot of systems have those issues where people don't feel supported. Hey, I'm coming to you because I'm the victim. What are we doing? Why am I being talked to this way? Why am I being put on the back burner? So more action, immediate action that does not re-victimize.
Yes.
Don't re-traumatize me. Help me.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Like there used to be a victims violence against women's acts. Trump ended that February 2019.
Wow.
And there's been no talk about it. They passed acts to protect marine life and stuff like that, but they're not talking about the domestic violence act, especially during COVID when people are stuck in the house. It's more dangerous. That needs to be brought to attention, and something needs to be done about that, because it's dangerous. Families are being forced to not get help because Trump ended that act. It's been since what I looked up, since 1979. I think the act has been in place. He ended it in February 2019. I was shot May 18th, 2019. So
Wow.
yeah.
Girl, I just got chills.
The fact that you went and looked, I need to know. You know, when we become victimized, we want to know how we can be advocates for ourselves. I need to know everything that surrounds me and what I've experienced, because I need to know either what's missing or where I need to go. And what you discovered was that, hey, there were protections and this fool deleted them. He
Mhm.
erased them. He undid them.
Yeah.
Oh man. So that's why Vital covers political matters. Like we need people in place that understand life from every angle of it, not just from the rich and famous, but from those who are victimized on a daily basis, children, people of color, LGBTQ community, those who are hurt and torn at the hands of others.
Yeah.
Uh,
But this particular incident caused you to have to really deal with a different fight because you had
Yes.
to get your children back.
and there are the
Yes.
children.
On top of fighting for my life, making outcome all I had to overcome, I'm having to fight the state to prove that I'm a fit parent when I'm a
Wow.
victim in the first place. And it's not fair. It's like you're treating me like, like I'm out here really doing really like wrong when I'm a victim. I was shot. Why am I here in the first place?
Mm.
I shouldn't have been. I shouldn't have been treated like that. So anybody who comes in the system, you're gonna treat every girl like that. It's not the same situation. Not every case is the same. That means you need to take more attention, pay more attention, and go over every case individually, like you're supposed to. Do your job.
Yeah. Y'all, we're still getting comments. People are being they're hearing. They are hearing. They are feeling what you're saying. And that's what I know you expressed to Black about this is what I want to do. I'm so glad that you reached out. I want to tell my story. And another part of what you said that was really important is that when I asked you, so is this a situation that's currently being fought? Is this a legal situation where you have to go back and forth to court, where you're having to do anything? And you said he pled guilty.
Yeah. He pled guilty to shooting me, but then I'm still having to. Unfortunately, a couple weeks ago they closed my case with DHR. So, but they're still trying to harass me and stuff. So, you know.
Um, to not go deeply into legal matters on air,
Mhm.
we will have that discussion off air and we're gonna get you with somebody that can help.
Thank you.
Period.
Definitely.
That's what we're gonna do.
Thank
That's
you.
the first part of what we're gonna do because
Yeah.
there have to be some protections and there have to be some things that you may not know that you need to know.
Yeah.
And we
Right.
gonna see to it that you find out.
That's
Thank you.
right.
All right. So yeah, let's move from that and move to moving forward. As
Mhm.
life continues to happen, you've been given this grand opportunity from your creator to keep
For a
going,
second chance to
to
help.
keep going. So
Mhm.
how are you moving forward?
Um, I just try to be as positive as I can. I'm so glad that I get to tell my story and bring my truth, and I feel like that's the reason why I got saved, and that's my reason to be alive. And that's my biggest thing right now is just getting out there and telling people and trying to be an advocate as much as best as I can at the moment. But that's what keeps me going is to know that I can help one person. If I can help one
Mm,
person, I've done my job in life. That's it. So
that's what's up. How are your children? How do they respond? How are things with them?
they're good. They're getting big. I have two boys, 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. So they're crazy, but they they're mama's boys. They love their mama. They cry. They follow me around the house. Everything they love. That's the reason why I survived. Because if I don't got my kids, who does? And that's how I look at it. I gotta be here for my babies. So
That's what's
It
up.
just
That's what's up.
hit me like, we hear about stories like this all the time, but you're the person that attacked you is the father of your 2-year-old.
no, my oh yeah, my two.
Your father of your 2-year-old. So when he gets older, how are you going to
Mm.
explain that to him, where his father is and what happened?
I think that's a hard one right now, but at the same time, I can't take that from him because at the end of the day, that's still his father. So I think I'll just let him figure it out and find out on his own. He's too young right now, but I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna let him find out. It's not my job or anything to keep him from his dad. If when he wants to find him, he can find out the true story. But I'm not gonna ever bash him to my son because that's not right.
Mm. I want to say even for that, you a good one.
Child.
You are a
Thank
really
you.
good one. You
Your
are
level of maturity is up there.
amazing.
I
Yes,
try. I
child.
mean, I I I reach out to his other child. He's grown now,
Hmm.
but because that's my child's brother,
Hmm.
just to check on him, just to make sure, hey, you all right? You okay? Do you need anything? Or update him on his brother. I've had some people tell me that's not like, don't talk to his family and stuff. But I try to be like, look, I can't do that to him because I wanted to meet my family, not have them my whole life. That's my life's goal was. I can't take that from him, so I'm not going to. That's not right.
That's what I wanted to ask, cause like with people get abused, the aggressor's family always defends them, even though they
Yeah.
know that how they are. So you were saying how his father basically lied, like
Yes.
you just climbed in the truck and he didn't know who you were. So how does that support come in with raising your child, and how do they say, okay, this guy was really like this, and we're gonna be honest and help her out with everything that's going on
Um,
because of the family tie with your son.
I don't talk to his family. I just message his son out. So I'm not really there at that point yet. His dad's really old, so I don't know. I'm not at that point yet, but when I get there, I guess I don't know. I'll figure it out. I think my son's just too young right now and it's too fresh. I have a situation. Ain't nobody has reached out to me from his side of the family about my son, so I just leave it alone. Like if they do, then I'm gonna come at it as like like that's his family. I'm gonna do the right thing, no matter what, because it's my child. I want the best for him. But
Girl, you were born of angel dust.
Okay.
oh.
Hey, y'all, let's go to the phone lines. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, you're in with the Vital Vixens and our special guest, Miss Melody. What's your question or your comment?
Am I online?
You-
Am
You're,
I on the phone?
you're on the air. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Tell that baby, please. She don't have to do that.
What part?
Yeah, she don't have to do that. If her dad did him like did her, if his dad did her like that, she don't need to do that.
Okay,
I
so
feel so sorry for our young people. They don't tell her she don't have to maintain a relationship with them.
we hear you. We hear you. And we hear you. And we appreciate you for listening and calling. Look, I'm going to give out some information a little bit later, caller. And if you want to get in on that and share with us, that'll be your way to do so. Okay. I appreciate you for sharing that with her, though. Okay. Thank you. So, look, like you are really speaking to everybody. Like, baby, I wouldn't. Don't do that. You don't have to. But I will say this. This is where I speak not from Woo the radio personality, but from Woo the therapist. If in your heart that's what liberates you and helps you heal in this situation, do that.
Yeah.
Do that.
Now, if and when things do change, stop doing that. You have the right to do whichever you choose, and you'll be able to sleep with whichever one it is. You know what? I don't want to be that way. So guess what? I'm not going to be that way. And then if you find that, hey, there's a protection needed where I need to be that way.
Yes, ma'am.
But Kyle, I do appreciate you for saying, for encouraging her. Hey, you don't have to do that.
That was definitely somebody's mama.
Yes, yes. And we need it from all directions. Is there anything you want to share before you get out of here?
Um, that just speak up and just pay attention to the red flags, and then people around you might see the red flags when you don't want to. You just blinded by that love. Listen to it because they see something you don't.
Mm.
Do you mind if people figure out how to reach out to you if they want to help
Through us. We'll talk about it
Yeah.
shortly.
Okay.
All right. I appreciate you being ahead of the game. It's coming. It's coming. So one thing about being able to be on a platform such as this is that you don't have to be the direct, we're a conduit.
We can help
So
filter
therefore,
that.
yeah, like there will be some information given after our second hour or at the end of our second hour, and maybe even in between hours. We're gonna get ready to go to a quick break. Melody, we thank you.
Thank you.
You're awesome.
Thank you.
And you are so welcome. Anytime any developments come up, if you feel the urge to, hey, I want to sit down and rap with y'all, you got phone numbers, you know how to reach us. And from all indications from everybody that's watching and listening, you have the support of the city.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Ladies, y'all got anything else?
Just thank you for responding to my message.
Right. Yo, trolling and being
My
ridiculous
trolling
on social
paid
media paid off.
You know what I'm saying? You did not have to respond, and I appreciate you responding. You have a very, very beautiful soul, and I am honored to have met you. And we're gonna keep in touch.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Viewers and listeners, the information will be given in just a moment. If you want to go ahead and start acting right now, you can. You can email me directly with your name and information at iamladywoo@yahoo.com. iamladywoo@yahoo.com. Or you can email the Vital Vixens at vitalvixens@gmail.com. That's with the Z, vitalvixens@gmail.com. And we're going to put some things into action in between the next hour. So coming up, we are going to talk about another thing that is big in October that we need to be aware of, and that's ADHD. Ooh, people love to say, I got ADHD. Oh, that's my ADD. What does it stand for? Let's start there. What does it even stand for? And who told you that you had it? Do y'all know?
No.
Yeah.
Attention
deficit.
Okay. So it's
disorder or attention deficit hyper disorder.
hyperactivity disorder.
Yeah, that's it.
See, y'all see. So okay. Okay. So in studio, standing over in the wings, Dr. Brandy Bowling is in the building. She is all things ADD, ADHD, and we are about to hear from the doc. So if you don't know and you really want to have that conversation, or you think you know someone, or you are that someone, keep it locked. Melody, again, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate you. Viewers, if you're viewing on this stream, get ready for the next one. This one will end in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
You did so awesome.